Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability, SVTAGS. Today I'm very honored to have with me Deborah Parente Cohen. I don't know if I'm supposed to include your maiden name in there, but I did. And you have a new book out. I'm going to say it wrong. Kundalini, Empowering the Mind and Body, the Mind, Body, and Heart and Soul. And
that was perfect.
Okay, so I thought I was going to get the Kundalini part wrong, but we've known each other a long time, and you have a plethora of other stuff. You were working on your PhD in psychology at Stanford. You do mind-body healing, Qigong, yeah. yoga retreats. I mean, and we're going to get to that later. But before I blab on about you, you tell us about you. Tell me who you are and your background, your education. Are you from here? Tell us about you.
Thank you, Heather. It's such a pleasure to be here. By the way, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming here. Yeah.
I'm actually born and raised in the south end of Seattle, which is an area called Rainier Beach, and then moved to...
Wait, what's it called?
Rainier Beach.
Rainier Beach, okay.
And then moved to Kirkland, and then lived in Oregon for a little while. And
so that's where you went to high school, in Washington?
I actually went to high school in Rainier Beach, high school in Rainier Beach in Seattle, and graduated there, and then got married, moved to Salem, came back to the south end of Seattle, got divorced, moved to Kirkland, and plus I was a dental assistant.
I knew we were talking about that, and you didn't know that I was a dental assistant, and I didn't know you were a dental assistant. And
we just found that out.
Yeah, I did that for like 3 years, and I was terrible at it. I was terrible after high school at that. I was afraid of blood and needles. You know, the impressions and the X-rays, no problem, but the stuff back then, they didn't have the goggles, and everything was just flying out of the people's mouths.
Oh, I know. It happened. I graduated in '81, and I went and was trained by my uncle in Colorado, who's a dentist. And I was a dental assistant for 10 years, and you're right, no gloves, no goggles.
Yeah, they didn't worry about that.
Yeah.
And that was the time that they should have been worrying about it, right? So interesting. So
yeah.
Kirkland's a great place. I have a cousin that moved up there, and they're both bioscientists, and I love visiting that area. It's just beautiful. You know, the rain makes it so green and beautiful.
And all the water.
And then, so how did you end up down here?
So, after my divorce, I had a relationship with someone who lived in LA, but he graduated from Stanford and wanted to move back to the area. And so we ended up moving in together in the Campbell area. And after I got my AA at Bellevue Community College, I got my BS degree in honors, actually my BA degree in psychology with honors at San Jose State University. And during that time, because I was a dental assistant, I got into teaching fitness classes because it really helped my back feel better. And while I was in college...
Yeah, because you're standing and you're up and down and at the X-ray machine and
turning
developing X-rays and
and
back in the old day when there wasn't the processors that just, put everything through. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Digging in people's mouths and going upside down.
Yeah.
And when I was at San Jose State, I think I was a senior, and I also took a year of graduate school. I started teaching yoga and got into energy work, and which was really interesting. I didn't know my path would have taken that route in a million years.
And where did you train for the yoga?
Yeah. So this is a really good question, because I got into yoga it's been probably almost 30 years now. And back then...
Before it was a craze, because it was a craze in the 60s and 70s, and then it kind of went away and then it came back again, right?
And when it came back, it kind of came back through the fitness community. And I was actually teaching at the Capitol Club, and there was one yoga class there. And the yoga...
At the Silicon Valley Capitol Club on the high rise.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the yoga instructor needed a sub, and I said, well, you know, I was in gymnastics. I like to stretch. You know, I don't know yoga, but I could help out. And I think I'd done some yoga videos, but I was like, well, I can stretch them out. And so she had me sub her class, and then she said, well, why don't I teach you how to do yoga? And I said, okay. So she taught me her style of yoga and gave me some videotapes of her style of yoga. And then she goes, well, I'm going to leave the club. Would you like to take over this class? And so I said, okay. And back in those days, I tend to do a lot. So I was really taking a heavy class load, teaching part-time.
Yeah, we're similar like that too. I always had like 2 or 3 jobs in college, and then, you know, plus a social life and working, and yeah, so.
And my body was worn out, and so when I started teaching yoga, I was like, wow, this is a lot easier on my body, because I was getting some fatigue issues and some foot issues. I would go through a pair of aerobic shoes, 1 pair every month.
Wow.
And I started getting a foot condition. And so so I eventually just went through all this expensive yoga training and eventually quit all my fitness classes except yoga and
Were
started
you
teaching.
running too?
I would run on my personal time, but I didn't teach running.
The trail in Los Gatos?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
that will put a lot of miles on your shoes too.
Right, but
Right.
but that was just from teaching classes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
kickboxing, step, high-low, sculpting. I would teach like 2 or 3 classes a day sometimes, and those tennis shoes wore out fast. Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up the first slide now because we're going to talk about your current business now. And so here you are. Where is this photo? That's a great photo down below.
That was in Chichen Itza, and we took a trip to Maya Tulum, and had an amazing experience because I had done a few trips in Maya Tulum, but that particular trip we got kicked out because of a hurricane. Hurricane Emily
wow.
destroyed Tulum, right?
So the top
Yeah.
is kind of a banner thing, which I think maybe you made for a website or
Yeah.
something. And then I just put some of the things there that you do: energy therapy, yoga retreats, Reiki master, yoga therapy, Kundalini awakening training, chakra
good
yoga
job.
work. I mean, there's a ton of, let's pull that down. There's a ton of stuff that you do.
Yeah.
What am I missing that's not on there that you also do?
Well, so I also...
We could pull that down.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot that
Yeah.
I do. But there's 2 online trainings. One is the Kundalini Awakening Transformation Therapy, and the other one
And
is...
those, again, for people that maybe didn't hear, online training.
Right.
So not in person.
Right,
Okay.
right. But, actually, I do consult with them for
Okay.
that particular online training. And then there's another online training called Ultimate Health for Success that I'm a co-coach with a nutritionist, and that is all online. We don't do private consultations.
Now, is that part yoga, part therapy? I mean, what does that entail?
So that is an amazing program that we put together. So, you know, when I see clients privately, it's really hard to give them all the material. And she is a nutritionist, Marcia Civic. She kind of is the same. She's trying to coach people on diet nutrition, but it's hard to motivate them, and I'm the motivator. So we put everything together. So it goes into coaching, goal achievement, law of attraction, mindfulness. I go into some meditation techniques and a lot of self-help techniques. We go into actually sustainable farming, how to eat in a positive way, that our eating even affects the way we think and can help us be positive and motivating too.
I'm going to pull up another slide because we're still in the slide area. We're still in your business. So here you guys are. Tell us about these poses on the screen here. So this is great. So what's the left one?
Okay, so that's tree pose, and that's with a really long time student, Dennis.
So
And,
individually it's tree pose, and together
Yeah.
you're 2 trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other one?
That is partner yoga.
Okay.
So what we're doing is partner yoga.
Okay, and the other one?
So that he's doing down dog, and I'm doing a hand press, or like a kind of like handstand.
Okay, we can
Yeah.
pull that down. So you told me how you decided to start your business, but you're doing so much. I mean, it's so amazing all you're doing. And you teach at Courtside.
Yes.
Do you teach at other places too, besides Courtside?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
I know you do private, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But do you teach at other clubs as well?
So other Bay clubs, so I teach at Bay Club Santa Clara,
Okay.
and then Los Gatos Swim and Racket Club and Micron Technologies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Los Gatos Swim and Racket, I actually was a personal trainer there in college. That was
Oh
one
my
of my,
gosh,
like
wow.
early on, like I had to be there at 5 a.m. and I'm not a morning person. So my first semester at San Jose State, something had to give and it was that. So I still worked like retail setting up displays, and then I bartended and waited tables, and I was doing that still, but it's funny. So you told me how you got into teaching, and now the other stuff, the psychology how did you get into that stuff as well?
Yeah.
So the healing and the...
So there is, when I got divorced, I was thinking about going back to college. I had gone for a very short time and stopped. I was actually interested in fashion merchandising and realized that wasn't my thing. And then I was a dental assistant and realized, well, I kind of fell into that, but it really wasn't my heart's desire. And when I was growing up in Rainier Beach, that's a lower income housing area, and so I was really involved with the church and church camp, and I really liked doing volunteer and community work and helping people, and a lot of people came from broken homes and different things, and I even did. And so long story short, I was just for some reason interested in psychology, and so that's why I decided to go into psychology. And interestingly, I went into just a general psychology field and then got so involved with my career as a yoga therapist and energy worker that I put all of that on hold, and then eventually went to the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology for a doctoral program. They're now Sophia University.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about that commute.
And that
remember?
wasn't Stanford. That was Stanford, or?
But that was in the Palo Alto, Stanford area.
Okay.
And so I had to deal with that commute.
Okay.
And we were talking about that commute.
Yeah.
And so
yeah. It's just gotten worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep getting that way. So that's really interesting. So I know a little bit about yoga. My sister in Southern California teaches yoga. I've always been, like, everyone in our family was like really bendy, and like I'll take a gentle yoga and I'll like just be a pretzel for a week because I'll overdo it because I can do very bendy. Can you tell us and tell the audience the basic principles of yoga? And
absolutely, it's my favorite thing. So for me, yoga is more about just feeling better, more grounded, more in line with yourself. A lot of people see it as a sport or getting more flexible or healing their back, and all those things are great.
And it's gentler on your body. I'm getting a little older, and you know, I used to run a lot, and then I had an injury with my knee, and you know, everyone's like, well, do yoga, it'll be great for you. And you really do get a good sweaty workout when you're doing yoga.
Yeah, so it can be a very strenuous activity. I think that's really popular. There's a lot of really strenuous classes in yoga. I teach over at Courtside the gentle yoga classes, and I got involved with teaching gentle yoga about 25 years ago when no one was teaching it. And I love it because it really is appealing to all people, all walks of life. The really highly fit athlete and the one that is working through injury and recovery. And it's just, I try to make it a way for people to connect to their body, to connect with their breathing, and to really slow down.
Well, I know you do. Is it Monday and Thursday or Monday and Friday?
Monday and Friday.
Okay, because I was never able to make the Friday, but the Monday, and Monday is usually when our show's airing.
Right.
So, so we'll have to make sure that we get you to see it on a different day after it airs. Let me pull up some slides here too. I'm going to pull up 3, 4, 5, and 6 really quick because they're all poses. So tell us what this is.
So that is called Revolving Triangle, and that was taken actually just out in my backyard.
I know that's your pull. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's pull up the next one, and this is a hard one.
And this is a more fun pose because that was in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I thought maybe Mexico. It's just so beautiful, the light and just beautifully, the white light. And
that was on the roof of, so I was at Amachi's ashram in India. I don't know. She's the one that hugs people.
The hugging, well, we can pull that down. So for people that don't know, they call her the hugging saint. We can pull that down. And there's another one.
Okay, and that was in Bali.
And what's this pose?
Okay, so I call that wheel pose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's pull up the next one. So I think this is 4. And this one's really, if people can't see, like, your feet are actually off the ground and you're holding yourself up with just your hands. What is this one?
So that's crow, and that's actually in Hawaii.
That is a crazy, okay, and I think there's one more. Let's pull up that next one. Oh, and this is actually
that's in
one
Yosemite.
This is one of your classes. Okay, we'll have to pull that down and pull that back up in a minute. So yoga for healing tool. I had this knee injury. I've been told I can run now, and I'm the same weight that I was a year and 4 months ago now, but I've lost muscle tone. So I actually just did a 10-minute run today. It was my first like solid 10 minutes. Try to work back up to the 20, 30 minutes, but I'm gonna have to do things in between to stretch, so I'm gonna need to get in and do yoga. Can you talk about, for injuries, for people that are trying to get back in, tell us a little bit about that and how that works for people too.
Well, first of all, it helps with circulation. So injuries is kind of a interesting thing because you don't want to overdo it on an injury, and so I always tell people don't do anything that hurts. And make sure you go by your doctor's recommendation for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and then last Friday we were talking about retreats, and I think we pulled up one of the slides early. Tell us about some of the retreats you do. And that one was that Big Sur, you said?
So the last slide you looked at was at Yosemite.
Oh, Yosemite, okay.
And I've done a few I did one in Fiji.
And you don't do just yoga retreats, right? You do other things too. So tell us about that.
Well, I just got back. I was a teacher's assistant for the Comprehensive Energy Psychology Level 1 training, and I'll be doing the Level 2 training. And so it's for people that are interested in energy work. They could be licensed therapists, or they could be Reiki practitioners, anybody who is working with clients and want to learn certain kind of energy psychology techniques like emotional freedom technique. I've gotten certified through the Association of Comprehensive Energy Psychology. It's a big international organization. And in fact, they're the ones that really motivated me to write my book, because they accepted my proposal on talking about Kundalini.
And since you're talking about the book, I'm going to see if we can do a close-up of the book here again. I got both the book here, and then also I have the poster. So the poster may be an easier way to do a close-up. And that being said, we are going to give one of these books away. So I will have the 5th caller will get a book from us, and we'll have you sign it. Thank you for watching SVTAGS or something, so somebody will get this. There's also inside there's a DVD or CD. What's this?
So I made that a very long time ago. It's a relaxation based on Yoga Nidra, so relaxing the whole body, and it also works on focusing on your goals while you're relaxing, and so that was my gift for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if people are interested, they can look on your Facebook page or your website to purchase that. Will you be expanding into other areas that you haven't? And then also I want to go back to Reiki, if you can explain that to people too.
Yeah. Which one first?
Your pick.
Okay, let's see. Reiki it's an amazing energy therapy where you just open yourself up to the power of the universe. And it's hands-on or a distance therapy. And it's very relaxing for people. And so it really helps with stress management. It helps to I'll even work on people's bodies, and so if someone's got pain in their body, I'll work on that pain. And it's just an amazing, relaxing energy therapy that I love to do. Yeah.
And then any new areas that you're going to be exploring that's not on your website yet?
Well, a lot of my areas, some of my areas are already new, and so I don't want to do anything
Nothing
else new.
Okay.
I know, it's like there's one area that is a different website that I've teamed up with a nutritionist called Ultimate Health for Success.
Okay, yeah, we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Another question really quick, technology. Is there one technology that's really essential for you? Is it the phone? Is there apps? What's the one technology you would say for in
I would say the phone. I do distance work, and so I utilize FaceTime and Messenger and Skype.
Okay.
And of course the internet, online training programs.
The next two questions are kind of hand in hand, and we'll go through them really quick because I think we only have about 9 minutes left. But what's been the biggest challenge for you in doing your, either personally or doing your business? And then also, how did you overcome it? And then what's been the best accolade for you so far in what you're doing in your work? And it could be personal too.
Well, okay, I have to say something that I didn't know I was going to say. But one of my biggest challenges is also one of my accolades, and that's my creativity. So it's hard for me because, as you see, I have all these things going on, which kind of can scatter all my energy. And so that's why I was like, okay, I can't do anything new for a while. Yeah.
Focus on what you have.
Yeah, and just really try to focus on certain things, because the creative energy does help me with these projects, but at the same time I need to rein it in. So that's one thing. Yeah.
And then so I know you have an amazing partner now, so that could be another one too, that you've got this great, and I think your whole aura or whatever, your personality is just, you've always been so nice and friendly. Like, I didn't even know you'd been married before, right? And it just seems like you and Jem have been together like a million years, right? And you're just the perfect fit. And I think part of that maybe is because you are grounded and the yoga helps, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm going off here. Is there something that the community can help you with? And we're going to pull up the community slide now. Is there something that you need from the community? Do you need to have more information out there about yourself and what you're doing? Do you need do you need more yoga retreats to go? I saw there was someone on there from Africa that you were promoting someone's retreat in Africa. That seemed kind of interesting. What are your needs from the community?
Well, from the community, I definitely have been trying to get the knowledge that or the book out, and Marcia and I have been also trying to get this program off the ground. And so we've been giving out, we're both humanitarians, and we support PETA, and we support humanitarian services, and she is involved with Africa and the cheetah conservation program. Yeah. And so she actually just got back from Africa. And so our programs also support conservation. So we've been trying to raise money for scholarships for our program, which is really great. Some of our scholarship participants are women who've gone through divorce or career changes, or people that are stuck and they need to get, we work with Law of Attraction to help bring in those positive self-affirmations and to heal from traumas and things like that on the program.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up another slide right now. You're hosting events? Are you hosting other events? So here's the retreat. Let's go to the next one. I think there should be. So tell us what this is. I threw this in here. I know what this is, but tell us anyway what this is.
So this was a surf set program.
And this is like a real balance. I laughed my whole way through trying to do one of these boards. I am not balance is like not. I could ski, but I'm not a snowboarder, and this is really a fun thing to do. Let's go to the next one. And the next one was our community slide. One more slide. Let's go to the next one. So here is your Facebook page. You had a bunch of links to different Facebook pages, but I pulled this up, and then the bottom is one of the classes you teach. Do you want to talk about that really quick too?
Yeah. So the Facebook page is Mind, Body, Soul Empowerment, and so I put in links just about what's going on that I'm doing, and also some empowering, just empowering things for people. And then the class was at Courtside. It was my Monday evening class.
And the lights are low.
The lights are low, and it's just a really nice way to relax on a Monday evening. Mondays can be a hard day, and so they come in, and we were joking because we were calling it the Gentle Yoga Support Group.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have a meetup group too. Let's pull up the last slide, and I would love to do a meetup. I'm kind of envisioning
I'd love that.
Yoga at the winery up in the Santa Cruz Mountains or something like that. But our next one is
so
Earth
fun.
Day, which is planned for this April. It's an annual one. But my goal this year is to make sure that we have at least 8 to 10 of them, so we can pull that down. So we'll have to plan something.
Yes,
And you'll have to teach me how not to be a rubber band when I'm doing yoga and be a little sore. We have a few more minutes. I didn't ask you about your mentors, but you kind of mentioned a couple. Is there any other last things you want to leave with the audience with? Is there any thoughts about your business that you really want to? I know we wanted to talk about the program again, and you mentioned that, but we can't really say how much it is, but the classes you're doing with this gal. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that we didn't get to talk about?
Gosh, I'm just really happy to be here, and there's so much to talk about. And I think that us doing something together to promote sustainability and to promote yoga and to promote self-healing and self-help, I think I would really love to do that. That would be the new thing that I would like to create.
One of the things I was going to ask you too is what inspires you and what motivates you. And I think you kind of did that, but tell us what inspires you and motivates you too.
So what inspires and motivates me, my husband is very inspiring. He's been really helpful to me. He was my proofreader. It was really hard. One of the challenges is I have some learning disabilities and reading comprehension. So writing, that's actually why I dropped out of my doctoral program. And so he's been really helpful with getting that book out, and I've had some really dear friends also really helping me getting my book out. So he's been a big inspiration. Amachi, as I mentioned, I've also had other mentors like David Grunder, Barbara Stone. They're both involved with the comprehensive energy psychology.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm getting the closing sign.
Oh, okay,
thank you so
okay.
much, Deborah. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so inspired by what you do, and you're just always such a delight. And I can't wait to read the book and listen to the music. And again, for the audience, we are giving a book away. So the 5th person to call, the number would be 408-971-7558. Just leave a message. Let us know that you're interested in the book, and the 5th caller will get that. Make this a great tags week. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. SVTAGS is the following there, and www.svtags.org. Make this a great tags week by conserving, rethinking the way that you can live here in Silicon Valley and beyond, and conserving. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.